Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're going to get started here in just a second doing some live Madden. It's been a while. Might be a little rusty today, but let me get this shared out to a couple different places here, and then we'll start chatting and seeing how everyone's doing. Just kind of an informal Lions stream today, picking up with the 2022 season. Where we left off, more or less, 6-3 Lions versus the 6-3 Bears. Maybe we'll get lucky here with some snow, but it's probably a little too early in the season still. So the dog has joined me for the stream today. You can see the camera's looking much better. Yeah, I was finally able to order, excuse me, the 3D headphones. Finally found a pair in stock. They're not here just yet, but excited to give those a try. So again, just kind of an informal live stream here. We're just going to be chatting some Madden and jumping into a game here momentarily, but for some reason my phone is acting a fool here, so bear with me. There we go. I've had quite a few people asking me just, how are things holding up with all the different patches and whatnot, and I don't know honestly because I haven't played a ton recently. So this will be a game with everything set exactly how the stream is set up, or I should say the sliders are set up on Operation Sports as of this moment. So um, I think it's going to play well. If anything, I've heard that All-Madden might be a little bit easier, so we'll have to see. I mean, there's potential that we get into the halftime, and if I'm up by 4 touchdowns or something crazy, we know there might be an issue. But it could actually offset pretty well because, like I said, I'm a little bit rusty. Just jumping in and doing some practice games. I mean, even the play calling screen's a little bit different, obviously, and so that's even slowed me down a little bit here. So, but yeah, we are jumping in. There's actually some pretty cool storylines with this game. So, I mean, first of all, again, both teams are 6-3, and just to kind of, hey, the Lions haven't. I don't know the last time the Lions won the NFC North. Well, they've never won the NFC North. I mean, this is back when they were in the NFC Central. Their last division title is probably early 90s, 91, 93, somewhere in there. They, of course, have only won one playoff game in the last 50 or 60 years or whatever it's been, and so. It's a pretty big game. We're on the road in Chicago again. Hopefully it's cold. Hopefully it's snowy. That would be pretty cool. But as we kind of start approaching the end of the 2022 season, there's some cool storylines if you remember. Let's start with the Bears. First off, of course, they still have Khalil Mack, and that's going to be something that we need to just keep an eye on. The nutshell version is that they are going to be keeping him on the left-hand side. He's going to play left outside linebacker. Passing downs, he's going to play left end. So we just need to keep a really close eye on that side of things. Other than that, they have a pretty good secondary. They have some good corners. They have Eddie Jackson at safety. And so, he's a guy we got to keep an eye on. The game plan is just to run the ball at these guys. Also, the game plan is to try and stop their run, simply because they have a rookie quarterback, if you remember from previous episodes, Colin Farley, who was almost the guy that we took in the first round. And he is, let me move this camera here really quick, guys. Let's see here. My dog is growling. She does not want me moving the camera, apparently. You just relax. Let's see. I forget how to even move the camera. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Move camera display. There we go. Okay, let's put that up there. Okay, there we go. So, but Colin Farley, as I mentioned, he was the guy that we almost took in the first round. We were really, really close to picking him. And had things not worked out with Nick Escobar, our current quarterback, we probably would have taken him. So, wouldn't you know it, the Bears ended up taking him. He was only a normal dev player, but we can look and see where he was picked. He was picked 24th overall, and he's been really, really good. I mean, he's already won the Offensive Player of the Week at some point. If we look at his season stats, he, of course, this is only going to start tracking since the patch here, but the first week of the year, I think we played them in week 1. Anyway, he did really well against us. So you can see, I mean, he's had some really, really nice games overall. I mean, it's a 105 QB rating for a rookie, 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This guy's really, really good, even though he's only a normal dev player. And so it's still kind of a focus where I want them to try and beat us on the ground. I think if we can take away some of that run game and kind of put this game in Colin Farley's hands for them, we might have a better chance of winning, especially if it's going to be some colder weather. I kind of wish Madden would show you like the weather reports like ahead of time, right? Even if it was just kind of like a vague range of like, well, there's a 70% chance of snow. That would be really, really cool to see in Madden. Some other storylines for the Bears, of course, they have Kerryon Johnson, a trade we made, I think, last year, and sent them there. They, of course, have Ron Capps from the first draft, who is now starting for them. And he has been a pretty decent player. Again, normal dev, but was one of the top receivers in the draft, in the very first draft that the Bears picked, and I forget where they picked him. So again, just some players to kind of keep an eye out for in this game. He was 18th overall in the first draft there. So just some guys to keep an eye on. Like I said, though, they have a pretty good defense. As far as the Lions, there are a few injuries that we're kind of filling in, and I can just kind of start there. At right guard, we have Ron Leary out, so Jonah Jackson is going to be starting. And then at defensive tackle, we have, normally I actually play Deshaun Hand at defensive tackle, but he is hurt. And so the rookie Emmanuel Evans gets the start here. And I want to say he was like a 4th or 5th round pick. He was a 5th round pick, number 3 overall. So very early 5th round pick there out of Iowa State. So he'll be playing. And as for us, again, kind of the big story here, if you haven't seen this team yet, Nick Escobar, he's a guy that's really, really surprised us. He's a 75 overall player out of Stanford in his second year, and he's just been a really, really good quarterback for us. Very dependable, has improved quite a bit. We got him in the second round in that first draft, and so it's kind of a new rivalry here between the Bears and Lions with these two new young quarterbacks. Of course, we're still running DeAndre Swift at receiver. AJ Green's a guy we actually play in the slot. It's kind of a role player. But Pierre Griffin's been another big storyline here. He had a dev upgrade, which I actually have turned off. I have the dev upgrades turned off now with the latest patches, just because it doesn't seem like it's something that the AI teams get to take advantage of. And so I didn't want to have any special things. So he got a dev grade just for being one of the rookie offensive players of the year or something like that. He got a little bump from there, I believe. Actually, his was an in-game thing, but regardless, that was before the patch. So, but you can see his rookie year, I mean, just ridiculous. 1,200 yards, 15 yards per catch, 5 touchdowns. He's already got that many touchdowns this way through the season. He's had a pretty significant uptick to his average yards per reception. So I'm curious to see how all the latest patches have done with that. In regards to, there was a couple little money plays that I've noticed so far. So we'll have to kind of see, but you can see we're getting pretty good production here out of both receivers. Last year, both receivers had 1,200 yards. I mean, just really, really crazy stuff there. So let's see, what else do we want to look at? Our first round pick again for this year is on defense, and we passed on that quarterback, and we went with a linebacker here, Pat Christmas. Who's just, I mean, hey, what better time of year to be playing with Pat Christmas? But he was picked first round, number 3 overall. And I believe, do we know his dev trait yet? I want to say it's yeah, he's just a star development. So decent player. Of course, another player we're keeping an eye on, another rookie here, Sean Griffin, who is a superstar dev, we learned. And I believe we got him in the second round of this last draft. And yeah, second round pick number 3. So really happy with that draft. And he's a guy that's going to be slotting in most likely as we let Coleman walk because he's making good money. We think that Griffin can probably step into that cornerback 2 role. Okuda's been really good for us so far in this franchise. So again, just kind of giving you a look there. And also another storyline, right? Not only do we have Pat Christmas playing, we have former Bear Roquan Smith, who was our big free agent signing this past offseason. So a couple different really cool rivalry developing between the Lions and the Bears there. Another mention here, Dakota Reeves, who was a first draft for us. He's a guy who's been playing So he was a third-round pick for us, and he's pretty much been a starter since day one, even at normal dev, but he's already up to a 73. So slowly but surely, you can get these guys up to, to be decent starters. I mean, look at Taylor Decker. He's a 78. He was a former first-round pick. So, I talked about Khalil Mack. A big thing with today's game, Taylor Moughton, is going to be his ability to contain and at least try to limit Khalil Mack, who is down to a 96 overall. He's not exactly the same player he once was, but nevertheless. So, let's see. I am just about ready to jump in here. I got a couple messages popping in here. I just want to see if I'm messing up anything. Okay. All right, well, let's jump into some gameplay. Let's see how this goes. Again, I hope it goes okay. We will be playing on broadcast camera. This is All-Madden, and this is using the, what do you want to call it? The sliders, the Mike Lowe sliders up on Operation Sport. So if you want to check those out, cool. This is also PS5, by the way, if you're wondering.
Field in Chicago. It's week 11 of the NFL on EA.
And I got the chat up. If anybody's got questions or anything, whether it's live here or most comments I get come in after the streams are archived there. So again, PS5.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924.
Doesn't look like snow.
Not
a surprise, I guess.
And what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Thomas Pita, Coach Thomas Pita.
For their opening drive. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about
Actually,
all
3
he
picks
did,
last
right?
week.
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And they get him down, but not before
Run blocking is at 48, so the sliders tick down a couple notches from default.
14 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
We used 3 different running backs here, so you saw Bo Scarborough. Here's DeAndre Swift.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
Shifted.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past
And our game plan, again, was
11 yards
to establish the
there,
run.
first
I mean, we
down.
literally prepped that, so we're going to see little boosts and little bumps in the run game. So
And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Huh.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And with a play clock
I need to move this
winding
camera.
down,
I have
we're
it in the
gonna
wrong
get a
spot.
timeout.
It's blocking my
Two
play
remaining
clock
as
here.
we step aside it.
1 second, guys.
Here in this first
Guess I'll
quarter.
try up there.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The numbers for him from a week ago: 10 carries, 54 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football.
Boy, I missed how they used to have
and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
I don't really like this new setup here. Boy, oh boy, I have no time at all.
And with the play clock at 5,
yeah, I'm not used to this this new play call window, and I don't think you can put it back. I'm sure it's pretty decent. I just like the old way. Yeah, I don't think, I just gotta get used to it. It's weird.
Second charge timeout here in this first quarter.
I said there'd be a little bit of growing pains.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. His throw
Just inaccurate
incomplete.
there.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Coverage on the play by Kyle Fuller.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Disaster there, resulting in a loss.
Yeah, play calling is making it tricky for me, but we'll get used to it. I could just start going with coach suggestion, but I'm just using this time to kind of look around. So formation could work. See, I usually like play type, but they don't have it broken down that much, and like I don't know if the play actions are just mixed in here. Anyway. Yeah, just weird.
Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. Back deep, Deontay Harris. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. So here are the Bears backed up to start their initial drive. And they'll be let out by the guy under center.
Brian's asking a question about, he says, hey, my Browns franchise, using your settings, I struggle to recognize when deeper passes are there. Anything beyond 20 yards is what he's struggling with there. Any keys you can look for with the receiver off camera. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to decide ahead of time, right? I'll talk more about it here in a little bit.
You might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. Showed some strong running, but quickly
it'll probably be. I need to change carry on Johnson's number. That looks so ridiculous.
Numbers for Johnson in last week's game.
Maybe Walter Payton was cool. The Walter Payton family is cool with
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying
him wearing that jersey, I guess.
Because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Off play action. Farley. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Farley. He can run for it, and he will.
Totally missed it.
And he's brought down, but not before
I am rusty.
across the 20-yard line.
That's okay.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Good old Soldier Field. I used to live about 2 blocks away from Soldier Field. No, yeah, 3 or 4 blocks probably. Just north of there. Beautiful part of the city. Chicago's just an awesome city.
They hand off to their big tight end.
Shot Trey
And
Flowers.
he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, so Ryan, I mean, just to kind of simply answer your question before I get back on offense, I mean, the idea about deep passing is, I mean, you got to just make a pretty quick decision, and a lot of it is based on what I see from the safeties. Again, just kind of having my pre-route, you know, what do you want to call it? Just kind of your route progress, right? I mean, just kind of deciding what you want to do based on a different look. And I usually look safeties, and at the same time, I almost simultaneously try and look to see if there's a blitz coming.
He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
You've got to give kudos
3rd and 6, we're going to stay in the nickel.
Carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Farley.
Oh, nice play. Kuda.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football.
I just need to get over. I mean, it's not gameplay rust, I should say. I had a little bit playing linebacker there, just kind of readjusting to the speed. But for me, it's the play calling. It's like, just throw me for a loop. Like, you kind of get in that rhythm of like, here's what I want to call in this situation, and so on.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard.
Denzel Nash.
And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their
Khalil Mack's already gotten to
drive.
us here.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good.
I guess we can roll with some coach suggestions for now.
And are you one of those
Might be my best bet.
holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday.
So like my deep routes here, Galladay and Jet, right? That second tight end there.
Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go
Safety
anywhere
comes up,
in
but
January.
always going to be wide open. So,
Get to the Super Bowl that way.
you know, you have to also make sure those safeties are coming up and they're not looking to just being a robber, because they could also pretty easily still break up a play. So again, pretty simple RPO here. So that safety came up. It was there. He should have probably still caught that. But
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
ooh, man, our line is just gashing them. Love it. Hey, it's totally different when you're watching and when you're doing it yourself, right? It's like saying, you know, like an umpire in baseball. It's a lot easier to recognize balls and strikes when you're the umpire. The hitter's trying to hit and watch, right?
But they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
Ooh, the controller feels really nice. You like this feel when you're running inside, getting hit around.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a
All right,
touchdown.
coach,
So
let's
a
try
lot
some
of your
curls
calls
here.
are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside.
See Griffin
run,
open.
run
If
with
not,
toughness
Hawkinson will
now.
be open.
Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
2nd and 6. And he whips that one
inaccurate.
incomplete there.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense
So Galladay. So if that corner on the left stays in zone, it's going to be single coverage with a safety. Even though if it is Eddie Jackson, Galladay can probably still get up. If not, look for Hawkinson over top of those linebackers, maybe even Green. So I'm going to leave Swift in the block. I'm not planning to use him here.
On third
Yeah, it's
down,
gonna be
he'll
Green.
drop to throw. He's
So that
got his
corner
man here. It's Green.
dropped back further than I thought. He would have basically been in double coverage. So again, a lot of it, Ryan, I mean, just to kind of like use this one play as an example here, you know, I'm pretty much watching, especially in broadcast mode. I mean, they say, you know, like Drew Brees and there's a lot of quarterbacks who kind of look safeties first, right? They look deep first instead of like, I mean, that's the route progression is like anything open deep, no, okay, check down. I do a lot of that. So here I was looking for Galladay, who's basically running a flag route. And so I was kind of expecting this corner to be more of like a cover two bump. I see that corner come back immediately. So I know, I'm like, that's essentially, in Madden at least, that's double coverage on Galladay. Because especially on All-Madden, that corner, you know, if I throw that now, you know that corner on the left dropping back, intercepting it, at least going to break it up. And so I didn't even get to the Hawkinson look, and he was probably open too. But with my eyes kind of being on the left, I could see that corner dropping back too far. And I know that AJ Green's got really good hands. This is why we have him, right? Just kind of a third down guy, can come in and just make easy third down conversions. And so that corner really told, even though I watched the safety first, that corner kind of told me all I needed to know. That corner dropped back too far. And I don't know who that corner was. Johnson. Let's see. I don't know all the Bears, especially here in 2022, but let's just see. I don't think that's their top corner, obviously. But let's see. So, okay, Jalen Johnson, his awareness. Yeah, he's a decent player. I mean, just, you know, 81. Younger player. So, yeah, just worked out. I'll take it. Let's get Nyheim Hines some action here. And I still like the look. So it looks like they're in the zone coverage here. You can see the corner on the right. But we're just going to keep running it. We've had success. There we go. We get 7 yards every first down. We'll take that.
Leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
So looking for AJ Green or Swift here. Griffin would probably be an emergency. So would Galladay. But Green or Swift, maybe even Hawkinson.
2nd and 3. That's complete to DeAndre.
And so the other thing I look for, like on a play like that, I wasn't necessarily looking deep, but I look for open space, or I look for green. Is kind of how I think about it in my mind. And so on a play like here, okay, defense, show me where the green is, and right away I say, oh, green's right over the middle, and then I just, you just try to remember your routes and say, well, who's coming over into that area? It's Swift here. There was also some green over on the right hand side. But, I mean, that coverage was much better. When I saw that linebacker turn his hips there to go with Hawkinson, it was an easy read there.
5.
Get Scarborough some action here. So here comes a blitz to the right. One of the bummers of the AI is they telegraph their blitzes quite a bit.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he's maybe going to get this back.
It's a nice animation, though. You didn't get those in last year's Madden.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
A quick observation. Because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is
trying to go over the middle here, but I am not afraid to call audibles here.
Right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can
to look for Griffin here. Maybe AJ Green. Ooh, yep, that was not a good throw. He did not break out as much as I thought he would there. I want to try to get, yeah, I'm going to call this stick play because that puts Galladay alone. And if that's there, we're just going to throw up that fade to him. Move Swift in. Nope, it's not there. That's all right. Had Hawkins. Well, I was going to try to get it to Hawkins underneath, but. And so that fade, they did a good job shadowing on Galladay here. So I mean, good grief. I mean, they should look at all the traffic around Galladay. So I saw Hawkinson, and I was just trying to kind of let him box out. I just couldn't get the throw off in time. No, it probably would have been a drop anyway, but That's 2 sacks already. I don't like that. Again, some of that's just my rust.
That will lead to 4th down. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
A 27-yard attempt.
And
All right,
this one
I'll take
is
it, though.
right through. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead.
Bears nothing.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
On the return, Deontay Harris. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. They'll run for the first time with Tariq Cohen. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
When a draw
Same
works,
exact
it can
play.
be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Open man is Sims. He's got it. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Looking to throw. Farley. And he completes it to Cohen. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The 13-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. From the gun on 3rd down. Farley, that's complete right around the 8. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The gain of 5 that time gives them the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal with some good running there. Gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Farley to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll run it with Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that
I wish Jelani Salai would do that in real life.
Than others? This feels like one of those.
Oh, dang, they're going for it.
3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Oh, dang it.
Farley.
Yes.
And my goodness, this is
I called pass predict, and then I switched it to run up the middle predict.
And the Lion defense able to come up
Lucked
there
out. All right, we need to get the hell out of here, though.
To get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in. But I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And able to find Green. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Hawkinson could split safeties here.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay.
So zone coverage, just had to wait for him to clear those zones. I didn't have the time for that Hawkinson play to open up.
Back-to-back plays.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Oh, pick down. Nope.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across
That's
the
not the right
40-yard
read.
line. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes.
Still not getting penalties. I have penalties set at 99 across the board, basically.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This China play is a nice one for Galladay here.
Getting back in the huddle and looking at each other, and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit.
So again, just watching the safety, watching the corners, do they drop back or not?
And now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They saw the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Dang it.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
You think Coach should go for it?
The scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite
Take a look at it.
linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll try and throw for it here. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
So just watch the defense in that play and just kind of wait and see what was open. I was kind of expecting Hawkinson to be the guy underneath. So he's on the right. I thought he was going to just kind of run his little drag route. But I saw a lot of the, you could just see that they were just sitting in a zone. Again, just looking for the green. I said, who's going there? Oh, that guy is. I didn't even know it was Galladay. It wasn't even a good throw. He kind of led him into traffic. So luckily it was Galladay. He's a good player. Make that catch.
23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. They run out of the gun with Swift. And inside the 20
careful with that ball, DeAndre.
Down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence.
Look for a shot here.
But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line, because on defense, they're starting to get
Galladay's going to have single coverage, most likely. It's not Griffin over the middle if they do blitz, and it's not there. It's a pretty easy read here.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
So that, unfortunately, because of the motion, I couldn't even see he was on camera, but I knew I'd be able to tell. If he has single coverage, I was fine throwing that up to Galladay. I mean, that's his build, that's his X factors.
A nice throw there by the second.
So that was just an easy
and I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie.
Easy play.
Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go.
So right now's an example there of, I mean, just kind of just trust what's not there. They did bring a pretty big blitz. The outside linebackers, or I should say, it looked like a double safety blitz. And so, eventually, Pierre Griffin there, the receiver on the right, who was in motion, he would have cleared that middle linebacker. That middle linebacker would have never stayed with him. And so underneath here, he would have been there, but I didn't have time. Like, I could feel that pressure coming in, and so my best bet was still just throw it up. And again, with the interception slider where it's at, it gives you a chance on those plays.
Reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
It's up and good.
Oh, that's right. Chicago didn't kick a field goal. That was a big drive there. I was thinking they kicked 3. So we're a bit rusty, but
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
25-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another.
So the story of 2 4th down conversions, right? They don't convert.
To the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position.
We do convert. It leads to a touchdown, whereas they miss a touchdown. He had 2 wide open dudes in the end zone. Missed them both. And that tells me maybe the QB accuracy needs to come back up. Maybe that's something that's been adjusted here for next gen. But I don't know. It doesn't feel much different, honestly. He's a 70-something quarterback. Oh, shouldn't make every play.
Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. They run, this is Cohen. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the
But I do agree with, I've seen a lot of people saying that you're not seeing the bad, where the quarterback just sits there and takes the sack. He hasn't done that at all. That's awesome.
He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
And there's the long ball. Wow.
And unable to
Ooh, are you sure about that?
They took their shot,
wow.
but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm not going to review that. I'm going to review that. That looked like a catch. We're going to cover 3. Yeah, I mean, he got behind Okuda. That's Caps, too. So that's their second-year receiver. Oh, yeah, he was out. Dang, man. Just a little bit better throw. It's a tight window, though. Ooh. Wow, that close.
Ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge.
Minute 49, they will get the ball at the half. We'll definitely try to push it here. I had to burn 2 of my timeouts. But hey, let's see if that money play works here.
He's over 40 yards here in the second.
They are in the zone. Watch Griffin pop open here, potentially.
He's definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
And he's gone.
Start this drive in the air.
So it's still there. That play, if they don't play right, it's a touchdown every time.
Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there.
Let's check out the next-gen stats on that, though.
And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full
Hey, I just need to like outlaw that play.
How truly fast
it's a touchdown. If the safety just freezes, it's a touchdown every single time.
Catch your breath afterwards, so just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the final clocking on the next-gen stats. Look at this, 22.3 miles an hour was his top speed. Sly on for the extra point.
He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Well, I'm certainly not going to call that more than one time a game or something like that. It's just
from that distance. What an effort! It results in the touchdown.
This is the only play I've found, though, that it's just ridiculously overpowered. Well, the Lions have opened this game up here. What did I say if we're up by 4 scores at halftime? Maybe there's some issues, but none of these are like patch related, though. I mean, this is just how Madden is this year. That play has been there all season long, pre-patch or post-patch.
Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that. And
of all the games, you know, I've played quite a few games, PS4 games here on the PS5, and I will actually say I think Madden. Not that it looks bad. It's just it's the least noticeable for me. MLB The Show looks pretty damn good. I haven't really played a ton of NHL. I probably need to fire that up and try it again. Golf doesn't, the PGA Tour doesn't look a ton different. It plays a lot different. I have much better success with the PS5 controller. That's a nice play. There you go, Caps.
That goes for a gain of 31.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. And his throw is incomplete.
I need to bump accuracy up just a tick.
Keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the
He's also just in a bit of a cold streak right now.
Game-changing play. You feel like it's coming. The first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you see.
You rage quit on PJ? I don't know.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7.
Such a good game though, man. Stick with it. It's fun. I mean, hey, I stuck with Demon Souls. You got to stick with PGA. Demon Souls has been fun. I've never streamed that. I'm just going to go safe here. I don't really care about scoring at this point. I just don't want them to score.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to kick it
Plus, it's probably going to go in the end zone.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question.
I got 1 round left here in this week's tournament. And plus, we started staggering the tournaments, Ryan, so There's like a tournament for people who've never won a tournament, which is what I'm in. So it's kind of like I'm in the AAA league. It's a lot more competitive.
That's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right in your playbook, one-play drive,
sure.
that's
Let's
exactly
take
what you want on offense.
a glance
what
here.
you have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time.
Pretty much only looking at Hawkinson, Green, Griffin. I don't know. I guess we'll look wherever.
He'll come out throwing
Just gonna take the open guy.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the
Escobar quietly having pretty much just a good second quarter. Pretty cool to start with.
He's going to have a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got
But again, I really don't want to push this. I'm going to call 4 verse, but really the primary receiver here is going to be DeAndre Swift. Because they're playing a cover 4, it looks like.
Not just the first catch, first target.
Oh, no, they're not. Still, I'm not risking anything crazy.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 31-yard line.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
I should have gone out of bounds.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Thought my lineman would get out there and break it, so I figured an extra 20.
As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
All right, I want to go back to just calling by formation here, I think.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. And the throw
I shouldn't have done aggressive.
They'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet.
That was my bad. He was open.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Double move. If not, it'll be Hawkinson or Green most likely. Last sacked. Oh, nope, hit and intercepted. No, they got 3 timeouts. They might get some points here. It's 3rd sack for the Bears. I don't think Galladay had it, but again, I'm totally fine throwing one-on-one coverage against a low 80s corner on him. Tried the old pump. Oh man, Dakota Reeves there, our left guard, just standing there. DeAndre Swift doesn't pick it up quick enough. We had A.J. Green over the middle, but he might have scored a touchdown. A.J. Green. Galladay can block. Yeah, I missed that one.
On 1st and 10, Farley.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got a man wide open.
Here go the Bears. Now they're getting into it.
Now a timeout taken.
Let's kick it right now. Yep.
Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout.
Gave him 3 free points, but
we'll see.
6-yard attempt.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
Bears 3.
So as it turns out, a 2-play drive resulting in the field goal. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
damn, I don't even know where the clock plays are. Isn't it under special? Oh, here we go. So you gotta do that. Jeez.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
I like the new menus. I mean, they're not bad. I'm just not used to them.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL.
See if they still the teams flip-flop. Hey, they fixed it.
And it's the Dolphins who have the lead in that one. The Dolphins still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams.
It's not Thomas Jefferson.
Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Texans have the lead in that one. Kenny Stills, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a
gotta get back to our game plan. I came in, I wanted to run the ball, and we were doing it. And just get excited and wanting to pass, right?
Turn it back over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
If I did a Demon's Soul stream, all you'd see is me just dying over and over and running through the same tunnels and up the same staircases 600 times. I get why the game does that. Like, I understand it's like, hey, you really got to be smart, but like, there's a lot of repeat running around in that game. Like, you don't need to put the checkpoints so far away from the stuff that you're going to be repeating 50,000 times. That would be my feedback, or at least give me the option to, like, you know, give it like a difficulty setting on that. Like, how far back would you typically like to be?
Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Throwing on first down. Farley.
Got him.
To his left.
Oh, he runs away from it. And I missed him because I'm not paying attention.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Probably going to take that.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's our first-round pick from the first draft, Joe Toller.
About to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be
We got 3rd and 13. I'm going to go man here just because I'm always a little terrified of those screen plays.
As they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Farley rolling to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of.
Just went with the old wrap-up tackle there. Tough with the linebacker. Get one of those shiftier guys.
Defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job
of a team to get this lead.
I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Run a little power here.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now. And
they've not been able to stop the run.
Gratitude by scoring some points to get a little more pressure. I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Sean Williams.
Has the Bears fired their coach yet in real life? I mean, what are they waiting for?
Because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards, a first down.
I remember they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. This is Scarborough. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Hines. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Brings up 3rd down.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. To throw.
Jeez.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. It'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
So that's a 7-play drive. That
Ryan, my pet peeve in all of baseball is when people call it Rule 5 with the Roman numeral.
How about the front 7 as they got closer to
Rule 5. Good old number 5. Get rid of those Roman numerals. It's a reference to the rule book, right? It's like the Rule 4 draft, the amateur draft. No Roman numerals in the MLB rule book like that. I think people tease me in the Out of the Park League, though. You'll see everybody just calls it Rule 5 because they know it drives me nuts. I mean, I used to be an English teacher.
A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 1st down, Farley. Now the hook up here to Allen
Robinson. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Bears just don't have any
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a
no
nice
killer instinct. They've had they've had almost two touchdown passes. One went out of bounds.
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in.
One went out of bounds, and they had two open receivers, or two different plays open receiver in the end zone. On like a 1st and goal situation, they did not score on that drive.
What a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he
32.
wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape
Oh, wow.
a few times and made some adjustments. And he's going to run
Joe
into
Toller.
a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. So here are the Lions to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
What the hell?
Traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
I tried to do the running catch there, and he just didn't go up for the ball at all. It's kind of ridiculous. That wasn't a bad throw at all. But it's Eddie Jackson, so.
His coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
Bears fans, I apologize. I need to change Kerryon Johnson's number.
That's Johnson who's down.
He can't be wearing Walter Payton's number.
The training staff works on him. We'll step aside and be right back.
And while Walter Payton's no Barry Sanders, let's make that very clear.
6 yards on that last play.
Still
Here's
pretty
2nd and
badass
4.
player.
On the draw, this is Cohen. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery.
Damn, Joe. That's the rookie. Emmanuel
Evans.
Evans.
The close fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Now that's
Poor Bears.
man that just made that
They're
stop,
going for it. I like it.
But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, I think he got it.
He's got the first.
Oh, barely.
Down at
Nice
the
play.
28-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, Farley. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited?
So Bears have a little bit of momentum going now, so just something to keep an eye on. It's, you know, this is way back to the old NCAA series, which had momentum in it as far as I can remember. They used to even show it with a little meter on the screen, but the most recent one, you don't see it, but you definitely feel it.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
But they got some momentum off that interception, and
Detroit getting set to go now. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Hoping this is cover 2 man. It is.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Oh, it's cover 3. Either way, I just wanted that corner to not sit down in a cover 2 zone.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's Hines.
Right into Khalil Mack.
Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts.
Ooh, what
this
happened
time
on
on
that part?
3rd down.
Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line.
Oh, Bears are going to make it close here, potentially.
Offense coming back out onto the field. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's going to float this one deep right
gosh.
side. That's caught
Great
inside
catch.
the 20. A huge
So there's their first round
for
pick from
Chicago.
the first draft, 2021 draft.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to
Bears are
say
moving.
take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
It is he threw, yes.
Ball popped in the air and intercepted.
Can't see where I'm going,
Picked
but
off
here we go.
inside the 10.
Oh, that's the rookie. 2nd round pick. Superstar Dev. This will help.
There he goes right side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. A big play there by the
We've had
rookie.
a really good red
Interception
zone
followed by the
defense
return
today.
For 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
I think it's his first career interception.
And that'll
So
make
both
this
quarterbacks
a
have thrown a
three-score
pick
game as the lead
off
moves to 17.
where they were hit as they were
They
thrown,
won't be able to run another play.
or as they were
Time
throwing.
has
So
expired on this third
that's the end of the
quarter.
third quarter.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Sly set to boot it. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
Nice play.
Start the drive, but that one incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Blitz here.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Farley. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
To throw on 3rd down. Farley. That is caught by Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, it wound up losing yardage.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And will be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, that was double coverage. I was curious to see if that play was going to be open like the kind of the money play we were talking about earlier. It's back-to-back weeks, 3 picks. They had pretty good covers in this play all around. Find 4 deep. If that's Galladay on the other corner, that's probably a touchdown. But that receiver's only like a 74 versus Kyle Fuller, and that's just not a good matchup. Yeah, it's all right.
He's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take
Let him hang around.
Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Neither quarterback's playing great today.
You'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field.
3 screens in a row they've tried. All have failed miserably.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Another screen. What are they doing?
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll get
The
this
AI
to
is called,
23, but that'll
was
be
that
well
4 in a row? 4 screens in a row.
That's all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. You got the big lead defensively.
It's weird.
Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbound.
If they don't do it again, we got some issues here. They are. No, they're not. Okay.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete.
I like the aggressiveness of going for it, but
unable to convert. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
14-yard line.
They run. This is Scarborough. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, here's Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Golladay. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
just barely got
still
over.
Throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Here's Harris to return it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to get going again. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got
pretty much the same sliders. You know, the first time we played the Bears and this rookie quarterback, he lit us up. So it's interesting to see him struggle today. Just kind of law of averages, I guess.
He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do you call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Operating from the gun. Farley. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it.
Where the hell's my guy?
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
The keeper.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. So out now come the Lions. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
On second down, Swift. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well.
They have a cornerback
Sometimes
hurt,
the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
The Lions on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears now ready to take over again. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. On 1st and 10, Farley, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything
I'll
they
probably
can.
have a couple slider
it,
adjustments
even though this one feels like
at some point this weekend.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Farley. And he coughed it up. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
Probably decline it now.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, Farley going deep for Montgomery. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Kenny Golladay making his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense. 2 touchdowns to his credit so far. Charles, I'm curious, do these wide receivers, what do they go in with each week? Is it different week to week for the goals that they personally set for themselves, do you think?
I doubt that it's different from week to week. Maybe because of game plan, they know that one guy might be featured more than the other. But all in all, these guys are looking for 100 or more yards in receiving. But the biggest thing, getting into the end zone. And how about him? He's gotten there twice in this game.
He has indeed. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I don't think there's any question at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now Scarborough. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Well, that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Chicago offense set to get started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Farley. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Farley. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down. On third down, Farley. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32.
Oh, his second of the game.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field.
All right, gents. Well, going to wrap this up again. If you're looking for the sliders for these, they're All-Madden sliders. They're up in Operation Sports. I'll be making some tweaks this weekend. I saw a couple things here that can probably use some tightening up. But the lines have a lot of momentum too. So it's when you start looking at sliders and adjustments and reporting feedback and hey, here's what I'm seeing, you have to kind of take in the whole picture, right? This is their 4th win in a row. You can build up momentum in this game over a series of different weeks. And so just like you can build up momentum in a game, there is seasonal momentum too, and you see it with like player morale, right? You can see how morale is affecting player ratings, and even though there are 1 or 2 little bumps, collectively you have 40-something guys or whatever who are playing. I mean, that can have an impact, especially if the other teams have been struggling. So just little things to keep an eye on there. But I'm going to wrap this up for now, and be looking for those up on Operation Sports. But I'm Mike Lowe on Twitter, at Mike Lowe 47, and I appreciate you guys checking this out. See you next time.